So, okay, let's now dive into the regulatory and policy themes at the show. There's a lot to talk about, from the one big beautiful bill to CBRR spectrum, BEAD, net neutrality, you name it. Which one do you want to tackle first, Grant?
Well, it's lucky me. I get to think about them all on a regular basis, and I'd throw maybe in on top of that, things like state regulation of rates that we've seen going on in some places. But let's start with BEAD. BEAD is the large federal program adopted during the Biden administration to close the digital divide and bring broadband to the remaining Americans, the households that don't have it today. My members are very focused on that program. Unfortunately, there were a lot of delays late in the Biden administration in rolling that program out. And now with the change to President Trump and a new leadership at the Commerce Department, we've seen a number of changes to the program, most of which are very positive from my perspective. But it's led to a slight additional pause and a redo of each of the 50 states is out conducting additional bidding to reevaluate the best use of funds for the program. So we're going to talk to the members about that a lot. I think the timing of the show is particularly good because the states are evaluating the bids that have come in, and I think by September we're going to have a pretty good picture for where the program is headed. So I'd start there. If you had me focus on one issue, that would be it. Beyond that, obviously a lot has happened in Washington this year with the change of administration, the passage of the One Big Beautiful Bill, a lot of stuff in there that is generally positive for our members. There's provisions, changes to the tax code on accelerated depreciation that are important to anybody who's in making a decision to invest in the deployment of fiber or other technologies in rural America. So we're going to go through those issues. There's a lot going on potentially in Washington for the remainder of this year and into next year. The chairman of the House Energy and Commerce Committee has started to talk about wanting to tackle a comprehensive rewrite of the 1992 Cable Act. That would be a large undertaking and one that we're supportive of. Most of the members of ACA Connects are pretty small and relative to the, let's call it the Comcasts and Charters and Coxes of the world, and they don't enjoy much in the way of market power and are at the mercy of the tech titans. And there's a lot of things that we'd like to do to improve the regulatory landscape in Washington.